team may be seated. We would also like to recognize the Lafayette High School JROTC for presenting our colors.
Can you hear me? I lost you there for a second. Yeah, I'm ready. Welcome back to Lafayette High School. It's almost time for kickoff between the Ramblers and the Trojans on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. High school football action. The Ramblers, who are 1-3, hosting the Trojans, who are 2-2. We're going to dive into the numbers right now. I was talking about the home and away record for these two programs. We're going to dive into what the stats say about them. Offensively, some telling numbers. The Ramblers, a total of 828 rushing yards this season, have shown some reliability on the ground, averaging 4.9 yards per carry. But the passing game seems to be their Achilles heel, a completion percentage of just short of 30%, more interceptions than touchdown passes. The Trojans, on the other hand, have a slightly more balanced attack. Their rushing stats are comparable to Lafayette's, but their passing game is just a bit more efficient, boasting nearly a 45% completion rate. It's 44 and change. The Ramblers may have an edge on defense tonight, though. Their tally of 22 tackles for loss and 8 sacks, showing that indicative defensive line that can get into the backfield, led by A.J. Thompson. He's just a monster off the edge for Lafayette High School. The kid is very talented. Moreover, they've managed to pull down 7 interceptions, most of them caught by Lafayette Ramblers quarterback Dawson Pendergrass, who is just one of the most incredible safeties in North Georgia. Andy Scott loves the kid. Talked to him during our tailgate show down at Wardlaw's Lucky IQ, and he told me that Dawson Pendergrass watches the most film of any athlete he's ever coached. He's obsessed with watching film, constantly watching it, and that's why he's able to read the plays so well. And you can see it if you're here in the stadium in person. Does a great job of reading passes. A quarterback will look a pass off, but he knows where he's really going to throw that ball, who his favorite targets are, and he's able to create those turnovers just like that. That could provide a massive edge tonight for the Ramblers against the Trojans. The Trojans' defense, while successful in some areas, has been more porous, allowing an average of 31 points per game. Their 7 tackles for loss and 6 sacks show a moderate ability to pressure, but the Ramblers' offensive line will hope to exploit any of that perceived weakness. Gordon Lee's challenge will be to tackle the Ramblers' rushing attack, a critical point of contention, giving Lafayette's heavy reliance on the run. If they can neutralize that threat, the Trojans may force the Ramblers into a passing game, which so far obviously has not been great for them. Special teams also could be a wild card tonight in the contest. Neither team has recorded any blocked punts or field goals, but both have had some great returns, and the defenses are hungry to make plays, so this might be an area where a game-changing moment could arise. We'll find out all that and more. It's coming up in just a few minutes here on Georgia 93.7 AM 1590. Prep football, we've got it all between the Ramblers and the Trojans. We'll take a break and be back in just a moment with kickoff. Don't go anywhere. Cool. Thank you. That was pretty good, right? Yeah, something was up with that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what. I think it's the way it was connected, because I use an interface with this called a Focusrite, and so you're actually getting analog audio that's being converted to digital. It's like real audio, not just digital stuff. Huh? I can give you a picture of one. Hey, welcome.
Number 41, number 54, and number 59. And the captain for your Ramblers, number 7, Nick Whitefield, number 13, A.J. Thompson, number 27, Dawson Pendergrass, and number 49, Alex Dixon.
I am.
That was 46. There he is. That was 46. That's right.
It's time. Gordon Lee going to take kickoff in less than 2 minutes here at Lafayette High School. Homecoming is, they've fallen to 1-3 on the season, struggling on the road. Their first home game since week 1 tonight, here in week 5 for homecoming. Stands are filling up quickly. Folks are all fired up to see if LHS can take down the Trojans in this crucial battle in Regional 7 AM 1590 from Lafayette, Georgia. The fanfare in full swing. I'm Gabriel Schray. Ramblers wearing their home uniforms, black with the orange accents. Gordon Lee's Trojans wearing blue, white pants, gold accents, gold helmets. They're ready to play and go at it down on the turf on Jeff Suttle Field as both teams running out to their respective sidelines. Weather's good for tonight's kickoff. Really cooled off here. Recently, the heat has been a lot for these young men coming out and trying to battle through it. Definitely a relief tonight to have some better conditions to play in. Smell the food wafting up from the concession stand. Folks making their way to their seats, holding their food, their drinks. And it all comes down to this. The gridiron is ready. The coin toss is in the books. Kickoff is just seconds away. The Ramblers on the close sideline gathering up. Head coach Andy Scott, one final message before these young men take to the field. Kickoff unit onto the field. The return team for the Trojans on the left side of your radio dial. Return man standing back on the 5. Lafayette still sorting some things out. Officials gathering up at the center of the field, and now the kicking tee has been located. I think we may have been waiting for that kicking tee. Ethan Rainwater will kick the football to the Trojans. Rainwater has been a star for the Ramblers this season. Last week, hit a long field goal against the Ringgold Tigers from 37 yards out, and it was beautiful. Drilled it. It was the only scoring Lafayette did on the road in Ringgold. Kickoff will go from right to left on your radio dial. 12 minutes on the clock. Quarter number 1 starts now on Georgia's 93.7. Rainwater boots this right up the center. Fielded back on the 5-yard line. Trojan return man across the 15, now the 20, has a seam over the 25, tackled down as he reaches to the 30. A good return of 25 yards on the opening play by Hurley McAllister. McAllister, 1 reception this year on offense, plays both ways for Gordon Lee's Trojans.
Tackle made by number 7, Nick Whitefield, and number 13, A.J. Thompson.
Public address announcer here crediting Whitefield with the tackle. Whitefield has been very efficient this season, the junior. Entering week 5, he's the leading tackler for the Ramblers with 37 tackles through 4 games played. 1st and 10. Football spotted on the 32-yard line on the close hash mark, driving left to right for the Trojans. Gordon Lee, here's the snap, give left side, tailback bounces off of a linebacker, trying to make a defensive back miss. He's wrapped and stopped. He will get a gain of 3 yards down to the 35-yard line. The football will go to the far hash mark on the first play of the game. Short gain. Peyton Gross, sophomore, starting things off offensively with a carry. That's his 31st carry this season. He's rushed for 217 yards in 4 games, averages over 7 yards per carry with the football. 2nd and 7 now for the Trojans, a bunch set. Ramblers showing pressure on the far side. Here's the snap, give again. Peyton up along the sideline, takes a shot as he's forced out of play, and a short gain again for the Trojans. It'll be 3rd and medium.
Tackle made by number 27, Dawson.
1 minute gone in the first quarter.
A gain of 2 more. This will bring up a
3rd and a long 5.
For the Trojans.
Trojans on the far hash mark. This time they'll split a few receivers out wide, 2 on either side for the quarterback, sophomore Dustin Day. Day in the shotgun, running through his cadence, glances far side, fakes the give, checked out pass, close side, intercepted by Lafayette High School. The interception on the 3rd play of the game. A game breaker, a game changer.
Intercepted by number 23.
What a beautiful play right there. And during our tailgate show, talked to Coach Scott about Braden Jones, the senior. He's the backup at tailback, and Coach Scott says, I don't consider him a backup. He's so efficient running the football. We talked about how great he is as a two-way player and how he's one of the best tacklers on the team, showing off his football smarts on 3rd and 5, jumps the route, picks it off. He got about 2 yards on the return, and it makes it 1st and 10. Lafayette High School Ramblers on the close hash mark at the 37-yard line. They're driving right to left on your radio dial. We didn't even get to meet the starters for the 2 teams before our first turnover of the game. Senior Dawson Pendergrass in the shotgun, man in motion. Porter Centel fakes the give. Here's the tailback right up the gut. Finley bounces off of one defender and dragged down after a gain of 7 yards, right on the numbers at the 30. 2nd and short now for Lafayette High School.
Gain of 7, 2nd down and 3 for the Ramblers.
Kalis Finley, the junior, 6'4", 200-pounder. Entering this week, 106 carries, now 107, over 500 yards rushing the football. He's averaging 130 yards per game, and he has 2 touchdowns as well. He'll take the give on 2nd and short, right up the gut, knifes his way up in there, pushes through a linebacker and dragged down after a gain of 3, and it looks like that'll move the chains. Officials call for it, 1st and 10, Lafayette High School. 2 minutes off of the clock, scoreless in Lafayette, Georgia. Ramblers have a 1st and 10. They're threatening the red zone. They got this possession off of a giveaway. Braden Jones jumped a route, a check down pass by Dustin Day. Easily able to intercept the football and create the Ramblers' first chance offensively. Finley takes the give in the backfield, reverses Fields. He's got a lot of room close side, rolling over a defender and out of play after a gain of 4. What a play by Finley. Took the give, and the run was to the right side, the far side from the booth here. The pocket had closed up. The hole the offensive line was trying to create for him was gone. And so he, instead of trying to push his way through that, completely reversed Fields, comes to the close sideline, and he took the sophomore corner, Landon Norton, for a ride. Norton had to drag him down, and he gets a gain of almost 5 yards. It's 2nd and medium now for Lafayette. They're just outside of the red zone on the 22-yard line of the Trojans. Pendergrass gives it off again, pinballing off of defenders down inside the 15, the 10, and dragged down as he reaches inside of the 10-yard line. He'll either be right on it or at the 9, and it should be 1st and goal for Lafayette High School. Well, what a start to homecoming for the Ramblers, threatening to score at home in front of a full crowd. They're loving it. One receiver checks out. Godfrey is in the game. He goes to the backside. Centel with him. Two tight end look. A.J. Thompson on the left. The give to Jones. Jones follows the right guard. Pushes his way over a defender to the 4 and dragged down by Landon Norton. Great blocking by the center and guard up front. Briar Hartline, Noah Johnson, two seniors, creating space for Lafayette High School. We're going to have to meet the starters in the offense during the break. We don't have time. We played 3 minutes and change. 8:53 left in this first quarter. Scoreless on WQCH. Ramblers homecoming football. They have the ball and they're second and goal inside of the 5 on the 4-yard line. From the close hash mark, driving right to left on your radio dial, two receivers out wide for Lafayette. Pendergrass in the shotgun, Finley at his side, Thompson the up back, he'll block right up the gut, following the center, and a short gain, if any at all, maybe got to the 3-yard line. Met by a wall of defenders. Two great linebackers in there, Dalton Russell, Harrison Walker. They greeted him right at the line and were able to stop any forward momentum for the Ramblers. So now it's 3rd down. Ramblers changing personnel. Showing a direct snap to Finley as the quarterback is off of the field. Here's the snap, the keeper. Kalis Finley dives for the end zone and he's tackled just short. It'll be 4th and goal from the 2-yard line, maybe the 1. A great tackle there by Peyton Gross. Gross and Norton got hands onto the running back. And it's decision time for Lafayette High School. Do you chip off a field goal with Ethan Rainwater or go for it? They're showing offense. Rambler offense on the field, 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Here's the snap to Finley, and he'll knife his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lafayette High School. Finley's 3rd of the season with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. It's 6-0 LHS. What a way to start homecoming, a pick, creating a scoring opportunity. The Ramblers offense capitalizes. They grind their way down the field, chipping away at the defense, getting that yardage one play at a time, setting themselves up on 4th and goal from the 1 and pounding it in with their star running back, Kalis Finley. Ethan Rainwater, here's the PAT, snap and hold are good. This is up, away, and through. Rainwater makes it 7-0 here at Lafayette High School. We'll take a break and be back with more prep football action on Georgia's 93.7. What an excellent start. Just 30. Lafayette High School, where it's 7-0 Ramblers on Georgia's 93.7. I'm Gabriel Schray. Lafayette High School on their first possession of the night, able to rumble 37 yards, pounded into the end zone, 4th and goal from the 1. Makes it 7-0 on the homecoming of the Ramblers. Thanks for being with us. Excited to have all of the action. Now the Trojans will try again offensively. This is booted away. Return man Peyton on the 4. Gathers this up across the 10, headed far side over the 15, stops, now go again towards the far sideline, across the 20, the 30, and forced out a play shy of the 35 on the far side. They'll mark him at the 33. So from the far hash mark, moving from left to right on your radio dial, Gordon Lee High School's Trojans will take over. 6:52 left in the first quarter. They trail 7-0, and we'll see if we can sneak this in this time. I gotta introduce these folks to you. First, we'll start with the offense of Gordon Lee's Trojans. Up front, it's Baker, Moore, Gillum, Davenport, and Oliver clearing the way. The offensive line, Vaughn, the tight end, McAllister, Stoker, Yates, and Walker catching passes. The tailbacks, Peyton and Oliver, and the quarterback is Dustin Day. That's the offense for Gordon Lee High School. It's 1st and 10 from the far hash mark for them now. Day takes the snap in the shotgun, check down close side to Norton. Norton throws the stiff arm, and he's tackled down by Dawson Pendergrass, who got a little bit of help from Caden Miller. And Miller is a new face at defensive back. Lafayette High School breaking him in. Another new guy. Brennan Ballard has really been getting comfortable and familiar with this defense, starting at safety now. And because they're starting him at safety, they've actually moved Pendergrass from safety. He's the 5th defensive back now, the nickel, creating even more opportunities for the senior defensively. A great pickup on 1st down. It makes it 2nd and 2 for Gordon Lee. From the close hash mark, showing a bunch formation, just one receiver split out wide on the close side. Here's the snap, give right up inside, tailback, pinballs off of one defender, dragging Whitefield with him. The football came out, but I think he may have been on the ground. A good carry on 2nd and short for Dalton Russell, the junior, his 25th on the season, and that'll get him right near the 100-yard mark. He had 90 yards entering tonight. He's also already scored 2 touchdowns. Quickly now, we'll meet the defense of Lafayette High School. Up front, Thompson at the end, Trammell Foley, the tackles, Miller, the defensive back that's kind of that option guy, Whitefield, Sigalina, and Davis, the linebackers, Jones, Ballard, and Stone, the defensive backs, the safeties, the corner, and of course, Pendergrass is that 5th, that extra defensive back for Lafayette High School. 1st and 10 now for the offense of Gordon Lee. Here's the snap from the shotgun, wants to throw Dustin Day, check down pass close side. Football goes from the 48 down over the midfield stripe to the 44-yard line of Lafayette. Nice gain, maybe 8 yards, makes it 2nd and short. 5 minutes left in the 1st quarter. It's 7-0 Lafayette High School. On the close hash mark, driving left to right on your radio dial, it's Gordon Lee.
A game of 8. 2nd down and 2.
Andy Scott shouting out to the defense of the Ramblers. They're showing pressure. 2 linebackers in the backfield. Tailback still gets right to the line to gain, and that should move the chains. A great carry. Braden Stoker, the receiver, takes the handoff, able to get up in there, get the football down to the 42-yard line of Lafayette and move the chains. And that's always interesting to me when a defense reads something perfectly, makes the perfect play call. They were showing pressure. They brought the house to shut down a run, and Gordon Lee able to just will their way for 2 yards and to move the chains there in spite of their play being read and called against efficiently. Trips left, that's the far side of the field. One receiver on the close side for Dustin Day, who's in the shotgun. Quarterback of the Trojans gives it off left side. Nothing doing this time. Again, read perfectly. This time it's Sigalina, the Mike linebacker, the junior. Entered tonight with 26 tackles and a pair of sacks. Adds a tackle for loss on 1st and 10. Gets into the backfield, wraps up the running back. There was nowhere to go for Dalton Russell. Russell, another great two-way player. He made a huge tackle defensively already tonight on his first play on the defensive side of the ball, or first drive rather, on the defensive side of the ball. Trips left, one receiver close side for the Trojans. In the shotgun, it's Day. Day looks close side. Russell alongside him. Wants to throw. Pressure is coming. Here's a ball chucked left side, and it was intercepted again by Lafayette High School's Ramblers. This time it's the senior Dawson Pendergrass, and that's exactly what we talked about at the tailgate. Andy Scott, this kid watches all of the film he can, and that's what happens when you know what's coming next. He knew he'd look that way, got his hands on the football and was able to pull it in. A true ball hawk and a true great two-way football player. That's his 6th interception on the season for Lafayette High School, and it shuts down what was shaping up to be a fantastic drive for the Trojans of Gordon Lee. First and 10, Lafayette High School. Number 27 stays on the field. Dawson Pendergrass, the quarterback in the shotgun. He's got 3 options at receiver. He'll give it off to Finley. Finley follows the right tackle, driving his way through the linebackers, tackled down. Gets about 5 yards right on the far hash marks. Second and medium, and we'll take just a second to meet the offense of Lafayette High School. It starts up front with the big boys: Simpson, Hamilton, Hartline, Johnson, Shropshire, the tight end, A.J. Thompson, Williams, Godfrey, Cleghorn, and Henton all catching passes. Centel and Finley really sharing carries, but Brayton Jones has had a ton this season. And, of course, the quarterback is Dawson Pendergrass, running all the action from the shotgun tonight, and he's already got an interception, his 6th on the season. It's 2nd and 6. Here's the give, far side. Nice gain of 2 yards. Finley followed the right guard, punched his way up in there, and was taken down quickly by a defender, but in spite of being tackled quickly, he still gets a quick gain. Third and short. Ramblers need about 3 yards. 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. 7-0 Lafayette High School. 2 receivers close side, 1 on the far side. Quarterback in the shotgun, and he got the defensive lineman to jump. Flag comes out. That'll be a free 5 yards for Lafayette. Let's quickly meet the defense of the Trojans while we have a second. It starts up front, number 41. Branham, Daughtry, Walker up there with him. Ross lines up on the line, stands at a 2-point and rushes. Gentry, Russell, Vaughn, the linebackers, McAllister, Payton, Oliver, and Norton are the defensive backs for the Trojans of Gordon Lee. 1st and 10 after a free 5 yards off of the encroachment penalty against Gordon Lee High. Lafayette's Ramblers offense on the field. Football's on the far hash mark, just over their own 25, working right to left on your radio dial. They lead 7-0 in the first. Here's the give, close side. Jones steps a little bit, tried to shimmy and shake his way out of there, and tackled down by Payton. No gain, maybe even a loss of a couple of feet. Makes it 2nd and long for Lafayette High School.
2nd down, 11.
Ramblers near the center of the field. 3 receivers out wide. Pendergrass checked down pass far side, caught as the receiver topples to the turf. Great route, Porter Centel.
Pass complete. Number 1.
Sophomore receiver. Faked like he was going to break to the outside, ran a little bit of a hitch there. Catches that. It's his 4th catch on the season. He has 25 yards now. Under 1 minute left in this first quarter. It's 7-0 Lafayette on homecoming. Ramblers from the far hash mark. Football on their own 32-yard line. 2 receivers close side. Pendergrass in the shotgun.
Timeout.
And a timeout taken down on the field by Lafayette High School, so we'll take a timeout as well. 7-0 Rambler lead. We'll be back with more high school football in just a moment on Georgia's 93.7. Excellent.
Can I get all EMS, fire, law enforcement, and healthcare professionals to please stand at this
I think we should just do one.
Please let these folks know just how much we appreciate them.
We're back here at Lafayette High School. We're at 7-0 Ramblers. LHS with a lead, an interception, setting up that first touchdown of the game. The early 1-score lead, big for Lafayette on homecoming. They'll take it. Here we go on 3rd and medium. Pendergrass from the shotgun throws a pass. It's tipped and intercepted. Peyton Gross gets a hold of the football and returns it for an additional 10 yards. Down to the 20-yard line, the Trojans get a turnover of their own. 24 seconds left in the first quarter, and that's big time for the Trojan defense. Trailing by 7 they'll have a chance to tie it up.
Excuse me, not 2-yard line.
Trojans offense on the field making some changes here. They sent out Bryson Oliver and call him back to the sideline. Trips left, one receiver close side. In the shotgun, it's Day. Day calling out to his receivers, tailback alongside him. He'll give it off. Right up the gut, the running back dragging a linebacker down for a gain of about 4. Football to the 16-yard line, second down. Right near the center of the field, nice carry on that opening play by Dalton Russell. Russell staying in at running back, the tailback going to set up the Trojans in good field position entering the second quarter here at Lafayette High School. It's homecoming for the Ramblers. They're looking to set up a big win in front of their home crowd, their second home game of the season. We'll take a break and be back with quarter 2 in a moment on Georgia 93.7. Perfect. I might turn the lights on in the booth. It's kind of dark. Oh, was that turn the whole press box on? I just turned the whole press box on. Sorry, everyone else. Figured it out. I got my own personal switch. Quarter 2 at Lafayette High School. The Ramblers lead 7-0. It's their homecoming game. The Trojans just got a pick a few moments ago. Gross setting up the offense in excellent field position. Even though they're trailing, they're threatening to score in the red zone. It's 2nd and 7. Here's the snap. Day gives it off right up inside. Tailback driving his way forward. Gains 4 yards. And dragged down just shy of the 10 at the 11-yard line on the closed hash mark. Good carry. Peyton Gross runs the football. Sigolina makes the tackle. Mike linebacker for Lafayette High School, the junior, nearing 30 total tackles on the season. Last year he was a contributor as well for Lafayette. It's 3rd and short. Threatening to make it 1st and goal. This is the Trojans offense. They've got trips right far side. Here's the snap. Day gives it off. Tailback. Peyton Gross into the end zone. Touchdown. Gordon Lee High School Trojans. 49 seconds off the clock in the second quarter. 7-6 football game. Gordon Lee gets one back. On the homecoming of Lafayette. Now for the PAT. To tie the game, the kick unit on the field. Snap and hold are good. Kick is up, away, and through. It's 7-7. We're all tied up in Lafayette High School on the homecoming of the Ramblers. 11-11 left in the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. Georgia 93.7. No, I'm ready. I'm ready. Back here here on the campus of Lafayette High School, where we're all tied up 7-7, less than 1 minute gone in the second quarter on the Ramblers homecoming. Gordon Lee High picked off Dawson Pendergrass, a great pick by Peyton Gross, who then scored the touchdown, his second of the season rushing the football. That's how we got to this tie. Now the Ramblers will get the football right back off the kickoff. We'll see what they can do with it. Kickoff from right to left on your radio dial. This one, Skeeters bounces and hops to the 25, picked up, and return man is hit hard, just shy of the 30, where he goes down right away. 1st and 10 Lafayette. They'll start this drive from about the 29-yard line of their own side of the field.
Hit hard by the Trojans. The Ramblers will take over the 1st and 10.
Well, the chain gang, the guy doing the clip on the chain gang is Joel Jenkins from Jenkins Chrysler. He's a sponsor. He was up here doing the public address before the game. It was great to catch up with him. He's the clip guy on the chain gang, though, so if you go in, give him a hard time. Tell him you saw him, I don't know, not doing a great job of clipping the chains at Lafayette High School. 1st and 10 Ramblers offense on the field on the far hash mark from the 29. Here's the give, right up the gut, tailback, burst up in there and flipped end over end by the linebackers. He goes down hard. Good carry. Kalis Finley continuing his electric season. He's averaging over 130 yards per game rushing the football. Entered tonight just over the 500-yard mark with 502 yards rushing on the season. Such a big year and such a promising prospect. He's really just been special for Lafayette High School since he first burst onto the scene. Second and long, 8 yards needed for the Ramblers. 2 receivers split out wide, close side, 1 on the back. Here's the give again to Finley, left side following the left guard. He gets a yard. Pushed his way up in there, and 2 linebackers greet him this time. Coming from the far side, Hurley McAllister runs him down. Got some help from Vaughn, and there was no escaping the 2 defenders. 3rd down, 7 yards needed to convert. Lafayette's offense on the field. They're all tied up, 7-7. We played 2 minutes of the second quarter, 9:45 left in this first half. 2 receivers close side, 1 on the far side. Pendergrass in the shotgun, Finley at his side. Pendergrass looks to throw. Here's a beam left side, and it's incomplete. Good looking pass intended for Godfrey and just overshot him, much to the relief of McAllister. He actually beat out the defensive back, Hurley McAllister, and was wide open, and the football was just out of reach. He couldn't hook it in. That makes it 4th and 7, and Lafayette will be forced to punt the football away. We're all tied up, 7-7. 9 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second quarter in Lafayette, Georgia. The snap will come from their own 32-yard line. The punter is standing back on the 21. The return man of the Trojans on the 35-yard line of their own side of the field. Snap's good, punts away. Last week, Ramblers got a free 1st down off of running into the kicker. Great roll off of the punt, close side, and it comes off the field at the 30-yard line. What a beautiful punt. The Ramblers will pocket 43 yards, and it will cushion their defensive efforts on this next drive. Back onto the field, Dustin Day, the sophomore quarterback, 20 for 45 this season passing the football, good for 260 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. He threw his 6th interception on the first drive of the game tonight. His long pass this season, just 23 yards, his QBR of 45. Trips right for him, that's the far side, as the Trojans will go right to left. Dustin Day on the hash marks. Here's the snap, gives it off. Peyton, the tailback, stopped. Great tackle by Trammell and Sigolina. Trammell got his arm out there, hooked him in. He couldn't really escape, and Sigolina cleans it up. Stopped right at the line.
Tackle made by number 55.
And now it's 2nd and long for the Trojans of Gordon Lee. Tied up at 7, 9 minutes left in the first half. This time it's trips left, that's the close side. Here's the snap, given off to Gross. Gross follows the right guard, pinballs off one defender and tackled down. Got about 4 yards and stayed right near that close hash mark. A good gain. It makes it 3rd and medium, a manageable situation now for the Trojans of Gordon Lee. Ramblers defense bending, forcing an early 3rd down for the offense of GLHS. Lafayette's homecoming tonight. It's not too late to be here with us. Get out here for the second half. 8 minutes left in the second quarter. It's a tie football game, and the Ramblers are looking to win. Couple of receivers out wide, close side. There's the give. Tailback right up inside and tackled down on the edge. Boy, he's on the 40. That's where the chain is. I think they'll move the football here.
Russell on the carry.
A good carry by Dalton Russell went far side, and the linebacker and safety crashed down on him. He's able to move the chains.
That will be enough for a Trojan first down.
That was a great play call, getting just the amount of yardage they needed. Great tackle by Ballard, and that's somebody we talked about during our tailgate show. Andy Scott fired up about his performance. 4 receivers out wide this time. It's trips right, far side. 1 receiver close side for Dustin Day. Trojan quarterback in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Check down pass far side is incomplete. That's about as close as you can come to a backwards pass. If it was, everybody in the stadium missed it. He was standing on the 35. His intended target was on the 35, and it goes incomplete. 7 minutes, 9 seconds left in the second quarter, tied up at 7. Dustin Day slings one there, can't hook up with Bryson Oliver. Same formation on 2nd and 10. Trojans on the close hash mark, driving right to left on your radio dial. Day wants to throw, pressure coming, lets one go close side, it's incomplete. Looking there to hook up with Hurley McAllister, the sophomore. Sophomore had a great return on the opening kickoff tonight. Just 1 catch this season. They like to throw the football his way. He just hasn't been able to really create any production. Great two-way football player. He's very efficient defensively for Gordon Lee. 7 minutes, 5 seconds left in this first half on Georgia's 93-7. I'm Gabriel Schray. We're tied up at 7. Gordon Lee High School Trojans changing it up offensively. 2 receivers close side, 2 far side. Dustin Day in the shotgun. Man in motion is Oliver. He takes the handoff. And a big hit! Dawson Pendergrass! Andy Scott is all fired up. Runs over and slaps him on the back. Oh my goodness. That is a monster hit by the two-way player. Wow. Andy Scott is still jumping up and down. I just love him. 6.5 minutes left in this first half. We're tied up at 7 here at Lafayette High School. It's the homecoming game between the Ramblers. They're hosting the Trojans of Gordon Lee. Gordon Lee with the football, but they're going to be forced to punt it as it's 4th and 9. Snap will come from their own 41-yard line. The punter on the 31. Snap's good. Punter delivers this, skying it far side, and takes a very friendly bounce to the Trojans at the 40, down over the 30 to the 24-yard line on the far hash mark. That's where the Ramblers offense will take over with the football. All tied up, Ramblers, Trojans, 7-7. 6 minutes left in the first half at Lafayette High School. Ramblers will drive from left to right on your radio dial on the far hash mark. They'll take over offensively at the 24-yard line. Dawson Pendergrass just put a stop to that last drive with a monster hit. The biggest I've seen all season at either level. He's in the shotgun, tailback alongside him. Here's the give to Finley, and Finley is swarmed. Poor blocking, nowhere to go. Garrett Ross gets in there, drags him down, and helped out by Norton and McAllister, who are right behind him. A loss of 2, it makes it second and about 12. Football right near the very center of the field. Tied at 7. Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. 2 receivers close side, 1 on the top, that's the back side. The up back is Thompson, faking the give to Finley. Pendergrass wants to throw, he's in trouble and tackled down. Tried to escape with the football, he wanted to take off and run, and McAllister boxed him in. He was cleaned up by Harrison Walker, the junior.
3rd and long, Ramblers.
Harrison Walker lines up on the line of scrimmage as a defensive end. Came into tonight with 8 tackles, gets a couple a game, averaging about 2. He's a two-way player. Carries the football, catches passes. Ramblers are on offense. It's 3rd and 14. Close hash mark, driving left to right on your radio dial. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. We're tied at 7. Here's the snap. Pendergrass keeps it, coming close side and tackled down. Got a gain of about 4 yards. It makes it 3rd and long. They'll need about 11 if they want to move the chains. So on 4th and 11, Lafayette High School will elect to punt the football. The punter standing on the close hash marks back on the 7-yard line. The snap will come from the 23. Snap goes to the turf and rolls into the end zone. It's loose. Punter picks it up, trying to escape the end zone. Oh, he got the punt away. Unbelievable. It rolls over the 40. The players aren't touching it. It gets all the way back to the 46. That's a legal punt. They weren't expecting him to punt the football. That's an incredible play. How did he know to do that?
Awesome job by Rainwater. Ball will be played.
That's incredible. Ethan Rainwater, the snap was bad on the punt. The long snapper snapped it. It came up short, rolled past his feet. He couldn't grab it on the way by. He chases the football down in the back of the end zone at the top of the A. He was just 2 yards from the football going out of play and affording a safety to Gordon Lee High School. He picks it up and is able to boot it away from the back corner to create a lot of space for Lafayette. That's an unbelievable play. Football's on the close hash mark now at the 46-yard line of the Ramblers. Trojans with it. They're going to work from right to left on your radio dial. Here's the give. Tailback bounces it out far side alongside the right tackle and tackled down at the line of scrimmage. That was a great look with the football. Norton on the carry, not going anywhere. Cleaned up quickly by Cody Davis. Norton just a handful of touches this season. That'll be his 8th time with the football. He's a great two-way player. Tackled down by linebacker Cody Davis, the senior. 2nd in the team in tackling. 34 tackles entering tonight. Here's the give, left side, tailback's got a lot of room, free across the 20, the 10, he's gone. House call, Gordon Lee High School, it's 13-7 Trojans. Peyton Gross, his 2nd touchdown of the night, his 3rd of the season. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left in the first half. And the Trojans establishing a lead on a rumbling touchdown score from long range. And what a play that was. They'll look to chip through the PAT now. Holder standing on the 10. Snap and hold are good. Brian Johnson, the kicker, boots this and sails up, away, and through. And it's 14-7, a 7-point lead for the Trojans of Gordon Lee High School. We'll be back with more action in just a moment on Georgia's 93.7. Thank you.
Would you please rise?
Yep.
And let us appreciate you for your service to our great nation.
Yeah. We're at Lafayette High School in Lafayette, Georgia. The Ramblers trail homecoming night for LHS. 14-7, Gordon Lee Trojans lead. 2:48 left in the first half here on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. I'm Gabriel Schray. Thank you for tuning in and being with us for prep football between the Trojans and the Ramblers. Kickoff, close side. It's loose on the squib. Ramblers fall on it, followed closely by the Trojans. I think they've covered the football safely at the 33. And so good field position in spite of a dangerous situation. Ramblers will take over from their own 33-yard line. They'll drive from left to right on your radio dial as they're led out onto the field by Dawson Pendergrass. Pendergrass in the shotgun. He's got two receivers on the close side, one on the top, the back side. The isolated receiver is Godfrey. Tailback alongside him is Finley. Fakes the give, check down close side, easily caught, and a gain of about 3 yards. Football to the 38-yard line. It's between the 38 and 39. Makes it second and about 7. The receiver there, the sophomore, his first catch of the season, Dylan Henton, gets a hold of the football and gets out of play. He's seen a lot of time on offense, and that's just the first time that football has come his way. 2.5 minutes left in this first half, kind of running the 2-minute drill. This is Pendergrass from the shotgun, far side. Check down pass, caught, beautiful delivery. And he's playing a little Madden football right there. Roll out, stretch the defense, check down pass. Caught easily by a wide open receiver on the far side. They're down just over the midfield stripe to the 49 of the big gain. Ramblers from the far hash mark. 1st and 10. They're all set. Pendergrass in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Check down pass. Lofted far side. Godfrey makes one defensive back miss. Now he's hit by 2. Big shot delivered to him by the corner. And the linebacker, Levi Gentry, gets in there.
Number 88,
cleaned up by Peyton Gross. Jude Godfrey, that's his second catch on the season. And all of a sudden, the production picking up offensively through the air for Lafayette. Pendergrass has completed about 5 passes per game. He's completed 3 on this drive. 2nd and medium. Here's the flag. Pendergrass wants to throw. Check down close side. Incomplete as A.J. Thompson drops that. 3rd and medium. The flag back behind the line of scrimmage looks to be in the area of holding, and it is an illegal shift against Lafayette High School. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left in the first half. They'll assess the penalty and sort things out here. So it will remain 2nd down. The Ramblers lose 5 yards. 2nd and 11 now. Pendergrass from the shotgun wants to throw. Pressure is coming. He's in danger. Rolls far side. 2 defenders. He has got defenders draped all over him. Chucks it downfield and picked off. Trojans take the football back. And Peyton Gross, another interception. His 2nd of the night.
Picked off the number 9. Peyton Gross.
1:49 left in the first half. The Trojans leading 14-7. They get the football back on the far hash mark. They'll drive from right to left on your radio dial here on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590, looking to extend their lead on the 2-minute drill.
At this time, we would like to recognize any educators that we have in our attendance tonight on both sides of the field. Can I get all the educators to please stand up at this time?
Trips left, that's the close side. One receiver on top on the back.
We appreciate them.
That lone isolated receiver is Yates. Here's the give right up inside, following the right guard and tackle, and getting back to the line of scrimmage. 1 minute and 40 seconds left now in this first half. Clock is winding. 7-point advantage for the Trojans. And a timeout taken by Lafayette High School. And so we'll take a timeout as well. 14-7, the lead rests in the hands of the Trojans of Gordon Lee. We'll be back with more prep football in just 30 seconds on Georgia's 93.7. Excellent.
Following the game, we would ask that no one to the track or the field area. No one is allowed to be on the track or the field area after the game. And there's nothing allowed, no food or drinks on the track or the field.
Yep.
Except water.
Back here on the campus of Lafayette High School, 14-7 the lead with the Trojans of Gordon Lee. Thank you for being with us tonight for Lafayette's homecoming.
All the way to the end of it.
On the far hash mark, driving right to left on your radio dial, Gordon Lee, there's the give, left side. Gross tumbling over defenders and tackled down as he reaches to the 36, nearly enough to move the chains on that first play, and another timeout taken by Lafayette High School.
3rd and 1.
We'll keep it here this time. I won't send you back to break, I promise. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590, 14-7, a 7-point game. Andy Scott calls the timeout with 80 seconds left in the first half. I think he wants to get the football back. All gas, no brakes. Love to see it. A few moments ago, something I'm going to touch on at the halftime break is Dawson Pendergrass. One stat that I reluctantly put on my note sheet is that he's completing an average of just over 5 passes per game. And on that last drive before that interception, he completed 4 consecutive passes. So that was really, I love the play design. I love that they're getting him some momentum and chipping the football down the field through the air, changing it up, but obviously stymied there with the interception. He chucked it deep left side. He was all draped over by defenders and tried to throw it out of traffic. It just didn't work out for him. Gordon Lee High School with the football. It's 3rd and 1. They have the football on their own 36. They need a yard to get a first down. 80 seconds left in the first half. They lead 14-7. Up, back, motions across, and looks like encroachment. Flags fly as players jump. Ramblers lose 5 yards. 1st and 10, GLHS. Jeff Suttlefield looks great tonight under the lights. Fans out in full force, enjoying the game. Trojans traveled well. We can hear the away stands chanting following the penalty flag. 80 seconds left in this first half. 14-7 Gordon Lee. Here's the Trojan offense from the close hash mark, driving right to left. 2 receivers out wide, 1 on either side. And another timeout taken. This time it's Gordon Lee High School. We'll again keep it right here instead of sending it a break. Just 80 seconds left in this first. Got a penalty. We're just hanging out. Great turnout tonight. Both programs, both schools. Stands are all filled up. Folks are fired up to be out here. Beautiful weather for it. Please let the weather be like this for like 4 more weeks. Don't get any colder. Don't get hot again. Stay just like this. Appreciate you tuning in and being with us wherever you may be. If you're tuned in your car, in your parlor, or you can get the game online, pull it up on any device and play it and back onto any speaker. You can listen to it in your car when you drive out of the listening range. Find our website. Anytime, anywhere. A lot of people listen to it live online, actually. You'd be shocked, and that's where a lot of our listeners come from for these games. Find us on the Discover Walker website. There's a WQCH radio tab right on top. You can't miss it. And you just hit listen live, and it's live radio right on your phone, tablet, desktop computer, whatever. Still 80 seconds left in this first half. Trojans going to run a play now. Great triple reverse, but it doesn't fool Lafayette High School. And so a loss of almost 5 yards for Gordon Lee. The player who read that and saw what that was, far side defensive end, Foley. Hamilton got in there on the tackle. You heard the public address announcer say that, but Ben Foley came crashing off the edge and was the first to get hands on the running back. Great job trying to run that reverse, run the fake. It just didn't pan out for Gordon Lee. 37 seconds left in the first half. Gordon Lee back to the line. 2nd and 13, 2 receivers out wide, 1 on either side. Here's the give, tailback close side, escapes 1 defender, dragged down. Trying to string it out there and running towards the close sideline. Made 1 man miss, 2 defenders got him. Pendergrass stops him at the 41-yard line. 17 seconds left in the first half. Gordon Lee might just let this go and go to the halftime break. They lead by 7. And indeed, that's exactly what they're going to do as time will wind and expire on quarter 2. 14-7 at the half. The Ramblers trailing by just a touchdown on homecoming. We'll be back with halftime analysis, a Bulldog report from a very special guy, and more here on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Yep. I'm here. Yeah. Yeah. Pain. Thank you. Back here at the halftime break at Lafayette High School, where it's 14-7. The lead with the Trojans of Gordon Lee. Very efficient first half, very efficient first 2 quarters for the Trojans. Really, their only big-time mistake was a pick on the first drive of the game. Dustin Day roped one, taken away by Lafayette. And of course, Dawson Pendergrass had a pick again just a couple of drives later, but it didn't feel as heinous as that first one. Created a scoring chance, created a good drive for the Ramblers, but they couldn't capitalize. And so it's a 7-point game with 2 quarters in the books. Whiteboard time, Some things went really well in that first half for both teams. The Ramblers are going to focus on those passes completed because 4 in a row is the most we've seen all season for Lafayette High School. They've been completing about 5 passes per game. Not that they're trying to throw dozens and dozens of passes, but they've been at about 30% passing the football, and that's going to be a bright spot tonight offensively for them. They'll maybe look to capitalize on that or script a few plays around that in the second half as well. 14-7 at the break. I'll take a look at area scores in just a moment. We'll also hear how the Georgia Bulldogs are doing later on in the halftime break. Don't go anywhere. It's high school football in Georgia's 93.7. Can you go to that Georgia Bulldog report and I'll sneak away for a couple minutes? Oh. Okay. All right. I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. Bye. I'm ready whenever you are. Okay. We have, just, we have 12 minutes left in the half. We're back, and in the half at Lafayette High School, homecoming for the Ramblers. They trail 14-7 to the Generals of Gordon Lee here on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. I'm Gabriel Schray. Thank you for being with us. 2 touchdowns for the Trojans, both scored by running back Peyton Gross. Both great runs. He's been hustling tonight and really been the difference for the Trojans. Lafayette's lone touchdown coming from Kalis Finley, the junior, punched one in from 1 yard out on 4th and goal, and it made it a 7-point game, 14-7. That's what we took into the halftime break. Gordon Lee trying to score, Lafayette trying to get the ball back right before the half, kind of in a 2-minute drill situation, and nothing really prevailed for either program, so they took that score into the halftime break. Lots of stuff to cover during the halftime today. We've got a full plate here, so let's get started first with area scores, because I know that's the most pressing probably for all of us and all of the fans of area football. We're going to start by looking to the north a little bit here. Boyd Buchanan School, their defense doing really well against Chattanooga Christian. 7-0 the score in that game at the moment. Baylor School cashed in before the half with a touchdown, a pass to the tight end, made it 24-7 as they lead Brentwood Academy. Down south, Caro leads Spence 21-0, and they just started the second quarter there. 3 first-half rushing touchdowns for Jackson Coonley as Armucci leads Coosa 21-0, and they're in the halftime break now. Chattooga got on the board with a 66-yard touchdown catch by Cook from Willingham. Pepperell leads Chattooga 12-7 as they close in on the half. Marion County football, the Warriors lead 10-6 with 7 minutes left in the first half. Just chipped off a 23-yard field goal. Evan Schwarzel had a deep ball touchdown taken back. It would have put him over 200 yards passing at the half, but either way, Walker Valley leads Ray County 28-12 way up north in Tennessee. McCallie football, the McCallie School in Chattanooga leads the MBA Big Red 21-0. They're midway through the second quarter there. That's a couple of scores from around the area. We'll take another break and be back with more high school football updates here in Lafayette. It's 14-7. Ramblers trail to Gordon Lee. Don't go anywhere. I would do a full 2 minutes if you can. It's a 20-minute halftime for homecoming, and they didn't start the clock until like 5 minutes after they stopped playing, so as much as we can cover with ads. Welcome back to Lafayette High School here on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. 14-7 Gordon Lee Trojans lead the Lafayette High School Ramblers. We're in the halftime window, and it's homecoming, a long one. Everybody's all fired up. The fanfare well underway. Great ceremonies, great festivities here this afternoon and evening at Lafayette. Got a couple of fun facts for you while we're in the halftime here real quick. If you didn't know, more than 140 former Georgia high school football players are now active on NFL rosters. Every NFL team has at least one player from the state of Georgia. The Falcons have the most with 9. Baltimore Ravens are next with 8. The Chiefs and Kansas City have 6. Detroit Lions most recently drafted high-profile draft pick Jahmyr Gibbs. Played his prep at Dalton High School, went to Georgia Tech, transferred to Alabama, and was drafted by Mr. Dan Campbell in the Motor City. The roughly 150 Georgia players on active rosters is similar to last year's total, which ranked 4th among all states, behind Texas, Florida, and California. And Georgia's total is twice that of any other state beyond those 4. Pretty impressive stuff. It means you're twice as likely to play in the NFL if you play high school football in Georgia, Texas, Florida, and California. Next level players, speaking of which, include some Ramblers. Mr. Washington plays at Reinhardt University. Made the president's list this spring. He starts at left guard for the Eagles. They would be number 26 in the country in the latest NAIA polls if it extended beyond 25 spots. They host number 12 Georgetown tomorrow afternoon. That'll be a great football game, noon Eastern time kickoff. Another former Ramblers in the headlines, Jordan Walker, was the SoCon Defensive Player of the Week last week. The redshirt sophomore finished with a career best 11 tackles, including 1 sack and 2 tackles for loss, as Chattanooga defeated Kennesaw State 27-20 in their home opener. He was part of a defense that held Kennesaw to 0 first-half points for the first time in program history, which was punctuated by Walker's sack with 1 minute and 23 seconds on the clock in the second quarter. The Mocs received votes in the AFC Top 25 poll following that big performance. Taking a look at the top 100 teams in America, guess what? Most of them are from Georgia. 14 of the top 100 are from the state of Georgia, and 11 are from California, 10 are from Florida, 9 from Texas, 3 from Ohio. Beaufort ranks 6th. They're the highest ranked team in the state, followed by Colquitt County, Walton, Carrollton, Mill Creek, Parkview, Gainesville, that's a fun one, Langston Hughes, Grayson, Newton, Westlake, Milton, Rome, and Creekside. Rome obviously probably the most local on that list. They're ranked 90th. In the whole country, though, there's 40,000 high schools. They're 3-1 on the season. The only team from Tennessee right now is the McCallie School in Chattanooga. They're winning their game as they close in on the halftime break. In our game here in Lafayette, we're closing in on that second half. It's coming, I promise. 14-7 is the score. The Trojans of Gordon Lee lead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second half of this game, quarters 3 and 4. Between the Trojans and the Ramblers on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Love it. Yeah, it's fine. If you could do like 2 or 3 minutes, I've used all my stuff. My bag of tricks is empty. My magic bag is burnt. I'm sorry to hear that she's not doing well. That's never fun. Yeah, there's supposed to be, it says 90 seconds till the second half, but I think they're going to take their full 3 minutes to warm up because they're not out here yet. Perfect. Yeah, we're running the old 38-minute halftime trick here. I'll take it. Yeah, I can if you need me to. We're here in Lafayette, Georgia on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. And it's almost time for our second half of play between the Trojans of Gordon Lee and the Ramblers of Lafayette High School. High school football action, a 7-point game, 14-7. Just moments until quarter number 3 kicks off at Lafayette High School. I'm Gabriel Schray. The Trojans are leading entering quarter 3. The Ramblers have got some whiteboard time under their belt. Definitely going to come to look back out here and capitalize on what went well in that first half and correct some things that might not have gone so well. And I think they'll be able to do that. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that, how the Trojans capitalize on their whiteboard time. A couple of big mistakes both ways. Obviously, they're going to say, hey, we got to clean that up. But I'm sure they'll really focus on what's going well for these two programs offensively, defensively. Both are looking sharp defensively. It's just a matter of cleaning up and capitalizing on scoring opportunities. And both teams are going to be feeling that way after that first half that they had. So we'll see what that means for them, what they draw up, how many scripted plays we see kind of come out of the bag on the first possession or two for each of these offenses, and what that really means. 14-7, a 7-point lead resting in the hands of the Trojans. It's their game to handle. It's their game to lose. It's the homecoming game for the Lafayette Ramblers, and they're looking fired up and ready to come out and try and do some damage in this third quarter. The question remains, can they do it? Will they do it? We'll find out in just a few moments. Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be. Thank you for being with us. Just a reminder, if you're with us on AM, FM, you can also find us online, discoverwalker.com. Just click onto the tab for WQCH Radio and listen live. You can listen on any device, stream us live for free from anywhere. Grandma and Grandpa can listen, whether they're in California or overseas in Europe. They can get the game instantly right to their favorite device with no problems, no hiccups, no apps. Just pull it up in your browser. 70 seconds until the second half. Ramblers will start the second half with the football as they kicked it away to start the game to the Trojans of Gordon Lee. They deferred. Trojans took it. Now Ramblers will get the first crack offensively, and I would like that. You know, if I'm the offensive coordinator, if I'm the coaching staff, I relish the opportunity to get to work with the football first, especially after you've kind of seen each other already, learned a little bit about the other team, the way they like to do things defensively, seen what's not working for your offense against them, get a few minutes to film, script a couple plays. We'll see what those plays are in just a second. And the Ramblers are fired up and looking to make something happen. Return unit onto the field. Here comes the kick team for the Trojans. They lead 14-7, a 7-point game. Gabriel Schray here. Thank you for being with us on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Kickoff will go from right to left on your radio dial. Two returners back deep. Far returner is Finley. Close side is Ballard.
Johnson set the kickoff for the Trojans.
Here's the kicker delivered far side. It's a squib. Skitters, hops, and bounces down to the 26 where it's covered by the Ramblers. They'll take over on the far hash mark, working left to right on your radio dial. 1st and 10. Lafayette High School's offense takes the field. Ramblers are led out to the hash marks by the quarterback, Dawson Pendergrass. From their own 26-yard line, one receiver on the very close side. 3 total receivers, 2 are on the right, so that would be the close side of the field. Man in motion is Centel. Pendergrass gives it off. Tailback's in trouble in the backfield, escapes one and dragged down as he comes close side off the outside hip of the right tackle. He got about a yard. Finley. We're going to keep him right at the line of scrimmage here. Looked like he was able to get a bit of space and pick something up, but his knee came down before he could really extend. 2nd and 10, 30 seconds gone out of this second half already. Same formation. They may have moved the up back, the tight end Thompson, from the far side to the close side. Tailback alongside Pendergrass. Finley takes the handoff, barreling left side, runs over a defender and drags him down for a gain of about 6. Football goes from the 26 to the 32-yard line. 3rd and a very long 3. Closer to 4 than 3. Third down. Lafayette High School from the far hash marks. They've reversed fields, receivers, 2 on the far side, 1 on the close side. Here's the snap, give left side. Finley, runs down a defender and tackled at the 40. Great carry, 8-yard gain right along the far hash marks as he zigzags his way through the defense. And great blocking up front. One advantage the Ramblers have offensively is the amount of experience they have on the offensive line. Not 2, not 3, but 4 senior offensive linemen. The only underclassman up front is the sophomore, the left tackle. Jaden Simpson has really been a strong point, though, on the line, along with all those seniors. Here's the give right side, following the right guard. Pinballs off the linebacker and dragged down after a gain of 6. A great carry going from right on the 40 down to the 46-yard line, still on the far hash marks. Came close side behind the right guard, reverse fields, went back left, and dragged down by the linebacker at that second level. It makes it 2nd and 4 for Lafayette High School. 9 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter, a 7-point game. Trojans lead 14-7. Gordon Lee's defense trying to slow down the Ramblers. Here they are in 2nd and 4. Give right up the gut. It's Finley again, rolling forward for a gain of 6. Plunged into the offensive line. Started to slow down after he had 4 yards, which is the line to gain right on the midfield stripe. Kept his legs moving and was able to pick up an extra couple of yards down to the 48-yard line of Gordon Lee. The football is still on the far hash mark, working from left to right on your radio dial. 3 receivers out wide. There's 2 on the far side. Pendergrass gives it off. Finley again escapes one defender, takes a shot up high, and he's toppled down backwards here. Big hit delivered by Levi Gentry and Dalton Russell, the junior.
Number 32, Dalton Russell.
Levi and Dalton push their way right up inside. Defensive lineman kind of keeping the blockers up front busy, and a free shot on the tailback as he's hit twice hard. 8:40 left now in quarter 3. Here we go, give right side. Tailback runs the spin move. He gets a gain of about 2. Going nowhere. Football near the center of the field now. So Jones gets about a yard, makes it 3rd and long.
3rd down and 9.
Lafayette High School Ramblers trailing by 7. They've played 4 minutes in this third quarter. Dawson Pendergrass, the quarterback, in with a play call. They need more than 9 yards to move the chains. The football at the 47-yard line of Gordon Lee. 3 receivers out wide, 1 on the close side, 2 far side. Pendergrass wants to throw on 3rd and long. Pressure is coming, climbs the ladder, pass delivered close side to Thompson. Beautiful strike, beautiful catch. 1st and 10 Ramblers as Thompson is wide open. And that was a great route run by the tight end, the big man right there. A little bit of shake and bake. He's covered by the linebacker, Vaughn. Oh no, the play is coming back. Such a great catch and run is wiped away as an offensive lineman too far down the field will result in the illegal receiver downfield penalty. A.J. Thompson would have had a beautiful catch and run. Would have been the first complete pass of the second half for Pendergrass. He had 4 in a row on one drive in that first half. And so now, instead of being a first down, it's 3rd down and about 22. Here's the give, close side. Finley pinballs off 1 defender, gets beyond the line of scrimmage for a gain of 3. The football is between the 49 and the midfield stripe. So it's 4th and a little longer than 20. Ramblers will send on their punt unit. 5 minutes played of this 3rd quarter. It's 14-7. Trojans of Gordon Lee with the lead.
Rainwater sets the punt for the Ramblers.
On the close hash mark, here's the snap. Rainwater gets the punt away. Great punt, and returner leaves this alive. Takes a Rambler-friendly bounce near the 15. It's down inside of there to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 Trojans.
Ball's going to be placed at the 13-yard line.
6 minutes, 37 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. The Trojans lead by 7. 14-7 the score here at Lafayette High School on their homecoming. The Ramblers defense on the field as Gordon Lee will look to extend their lead. Trojans, 1 receiver out wide, close side. Tailback is in the shotgun. Here's the give, trying to follow the right tackle, going nowhere. Tackled down at the line of scrimmage.
Backed up by several Ramblers, led by number 46, Coach Davis.
Good carry there by Peyton Gross, tried to stick it up in there, no blocking for him. And Cody Davis really leading the charge, the linebacker. Gets hands on Gross quickly, nowhere to escape. Stops him at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10. Trojans from the very center of the field. A bunch set. There's the give, far side. Gross is trying to string it out, and he's stopped down near the 5. They'll give him forward progress to the 8-yard line. It's still a big loss for the Trojans of Gordon Lee High School. 5:40 left in this 3rd quarter.
Ball placed on the 8-yard line. 3rd down and 15.
Dalton alongside Day. Day gives it off to him. Dalton, the tailback, bounces it close side. 4 defenders on him. Ballard wants the strip, and he hangs onto the football on the 5-yard line. They give him forward progress back to the 7. And so the Trojans of Gordon Lee are going to punt the football away from their own 7-yard line. Less than 5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Snap to the back of the end zone. The punter gets this away. Good delivery and takes an unfriendly bounce to the Trojans initially at the 42, rolls now to the 48, and so the Ramblers will take over just beyond the midfield stripe. 4:18 left in the third quarter. They trail by a touchdown, 14-7 at Lafayette High School. They'll drive left to right on your radio dial. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. I'm Gabriel Schray. Thank you for tuning in, being with us this evening for the homecoming game of Lafayette High School. The offense of the Ramblers onto the field. Dawson Pendergrass with the play call. Sentel out wide, close side. Godfrey on the backside. That's the far side of the field. Pendergrass wants to throw, ropes one over the middle for Thompson. It's incomplete. Just overthrew the big man, and I think Thompson might have been worried about Landon Norton delivering a hit to his rib cage. Kind of alligator armed that one, pulled in his hands a little bit. 7-point game, 14-7. The Trojans of Gordon Lee in the lead. Lafayette with a football on the 48-yard line of Gordon Lee. Two receivers far side. Godfrey and Sentel. Pendergrass in the shotgun. Here's the give. Finley follows the right tackle. Bowls over a defender, dragging two more with him. Gross and Norton are able to get the tackle. What a game. The Ramblers get 14 yards off the rush play.
Finally brought down by Peyton Rose.
Bryson Oliver took a shot. Finley looked like he was playing defense. He hit him so hard. Lowered his shoulder, let him have it. 14-yard gain makes it 1st and 10 Ramblers. They're on the close hash mark, working left to right. 3:45 left in this third quarter. Here's the give again to Finley. Runs down the linebacker right up the middle and dragged down at the 31-yard line. Gains a couple.
Slowed down by number 56. Dollars. Gain of 3. Second down, 7.
Junior defensive lineman right up front, Gabe Daughtery really getting a hold of him. Cleaned up with a little help on the second level. Pendergrass in the shotgun. Here's the give to Finley. He stumbles and rolls forward for a gain of a yard to the 30. Able to stay on his feet, used his hand, planted it, and then pulled himself down to that 30-yard line.
Finley should came back here to bring up a...
I don't see a flag, but there is a penalty. We're going to move the Ramblers back.
I would like to give a thanks to Rock Spring Elementary, as they are also assisting in the visitor side concession stand.
3rd and 10. Football on the 34-yard line of the Trojans. Ramblers with it. They've got 3 options out wide. Pendergrass, the quarterback. A rainbow ball far side, incomplete. Through the hands of his intended target. It would have been a scoring play. Porter Sentel just couldn't hang on to the ball. Now it's 4th and 10 and decision time for Lafayette High School. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left in the third quarter. They trail by a touchdown on homecoming. Ramblers bunched up here in the huddle, showing punt unit. Rainwater standing back near the midfield stripe. Snap will come from the 39.
Penalty flag on the play. Delay of game against the Ramblers.
Delay of game called against Lafayette High School. Officials will mark off 5. They'll try again. Here's the snap. Punter steps up, delivers a deep strike. Great looking punt, and this will end up being a touchback because it just gets into the end zone before Lafayette can reach the football. So now the Trojans will have a chance at what could end up being a put-away drive here on the homecoming of the Ramblers.
Ball will be placed on the 20-yard line.
Great football here tonight on Georgia's 93.7. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, follow us. Facebook, Twitter. You can also tune into our games live online. DiscoverWalker.com. Find us at DiscoverWalker. You can find me on Twitter too at Schray Guy. I always tweet before and after games. 4 out wide, 2 on either side. Quarterback is in the shotgun. Day gives it off to the tailback. He's stopped by Sigolina at the line, trying to push him forward, and there's just too much mass there defensively. Going nowhere, goes down at the 22. 2nd and 8 now for the Trojans of Gordon Lee.
9 on the carry. Rose. A whole host of Ramblers on the tackle. 2nd down, 8.
Gordon Lee's offense entering tonight, they'd already picked up 800 yards rushing, another 260 through the air. Scored 10 rushing touchdowns, 2 of them tonight. Gross scored his 2nd and 3rd touchdown on the season. Gross is in motion right now here on 2nd and 8. Check down pass to him, and he's tackled down right away. A great read on the play by Jones. Jones recently moved his safety from corner.
Immediately, Braden Jones, 3rd down.
The senior has been very efficient, running the football as well. Over 100 yards rushing this season, nearly 30 carries. And the senior here on defense roves to the close side, read that play perfectly, makes the big tackle. One of the leading tacklers on this team, even from the backside. Entered tonight with 25 tackles on the season. Now it's 2nd and long, needing 12 yards. Day is in the shotgun. He's got trips left. That's the close side. 1 receiver on top on the back end of the field. Day wants to throw from the shotgun. Pressure coming. Check down, and this is caught. No, it's incomplete. Excuse me. On the close sideline, the receiver got a hold of the football, but he did not get a foot in bounds. Clock stops with 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's 4th and 12, and the Trojans of Gordon Lee will be forced to punt the football. Trojan punter standing deep near the edge of the end zone. Snap is low, he picks it up, somehow gets this away, and takes a Rambler-friendly bounce at the 40 of the Trojans. It comes directly towards the close sideline and nearly skeeters out of play at the 41. Excellent field position again for the Ramblers of Lafayette High School. 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They trail by a touchdown. They'll work from left to right on your radio dial from the close hash mark at the 41-yard line of the Trojans. Dawson Pendergrass has Finley alongside him, Godfrey on the far side, 2 receivers on the close side. Pendergrass gives it off. Finley, who is hit right away in the backfield, escapes the linebacker initially and is dragged down as he crosses to the 30. Yep. We just have like an 8-second delay. I never know. Yeah, if you can. Back here at Lafayette High School, the homecoming of the Ramblers. And here is their marching band right here. Lafayette's high. The offense working with the football. They've got it on the 38-yard line of the Trojans. Gordon Lee's defense out on the field ready to go. Here comes Dawson Pendergrass and Lafayette's offense. They'll work from right to left on your radio dial. Godfrey, the lone receiver on the close side. Pendergrass fakes the give. It's a quarterback keeper right up the gut, rolls off a linebacker. That'll move the chains. A gain of 11 yards, 1st and 10 Lafayette to the 27-yard line. They're on the far hash marks. And they'll move the football back. Initially, the close official had him at the 27. They'll put it at the 28-yard line. Lafayette's already gone handful of yards on this drive. Two receivers far side, one on the close side for Pendergrass. Here's the give again to Finley. Finley trying to battle his way up in there, and the defensive line swarms him. He does get a gain of 1, but no more than that. 2nd and 9 Lafayette. They lead their way right up the gut. Offensive line trying to clear some space for the Rambler running back, and nothing doing for him. Finley trying to use that power. Follows Hamilton, Hartline, and Johnson right up the gut. Daughtry, Walker, Branham, Ross all up front. Defensively, able to collapse that blocking scheme and create anything from coming to fruition for Lafayette. We've played 1 minute and 20 seconds of the 4th quarter. 14-7 Trojans, Ramblers of the ball. Here's the give right side. Jones to the 25. They'll give him forward progress. And we'll put him at the 25. A gain of 3 on the far hash marks.
3rd down and 7.
Ramblers need 7 yards to move the chains. 25 yards would tie us up, or at least make it a 1-point game. Pendergrass back out into the huddle with a play call. Under 10 minutes left in the game. Two receivers on the far side in the shotgun. Pendergrass gives it off. Finley falls the left tackle, runs over a linebacker and stays on his feet inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Lafayette High School. Kalus Finley showing off why he's a superstar. Unbelievable. The athletic ability of that running back never in question. Andy Scott told me he's the hardest worker in the weight room, and you can see it every time he runs with the football. He is punishing to defenders. Looks like a timeout down on the field. They haven't signaled for it. Now they will. A timeout down on the field taken by Lafayette High School. They're threatening to score. We'll see if they can. 14-7 Trojans, 9 minutes left in the game. Georgia's 93-7. Just 30.
I would like to direct your attention to the south end football field where the Lafayette Fire Department is located. How about a big round of applause for these fine men?
Welcome back to Lafayette High School. The Ramblers homecoming game 9:19 left to play. They've got the football and they're threatening to score. First and goal inside of the 10. They've just taken a timeout. Football's near the 9, and they come out of the snap, or the huddle rather, quickly. Looking to get the snap off quickly. Two receivers far side. Pendergrass in the shotgun. Here's the give to Finley. Follows the right tackle. Still pushing down over the 9 to the 8 and stopped there. And so it's second and goal from the 8-yard line, just inside of the far hash mark. Change of personnel coming. A.J. Thompson checks out of the game. Porter Centel to the sideline. Godfrey to the sideline. A power formation in their stead. Trojans making a couple of changes as well. Hustling to get one more player off of the field. Out of the huddle, a bunch set. Everybody near the line of scrimmage for Lafayette High School. 8:40 left in the game. They trail by a touchdown. Direct snap to the running back. Finley follows the left tackle. Gross gets the tackle as he reaches his way inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. It's third and goal. 4 yards away from the end zone. Lafayette trailing by 1 score. Ramblers leave in that powerful set. The big boys up front. Play call is carried in from the sideline by Cody Davis, the linebacker, in to block. Third and goal from the 4-yard line. Finley in the shotgun. He'll take the direct snap. Follows the right tackle, twisting forward. They'll put him down inside of the 2. Initially had him at the 1. Looks like they might take him all the way back to the 2 on 4th and goal. It's decision time. Andy Scott is shouting out onto the field. Will they kick it? Will they go for it? 4th and goal. Football is inside of the 2-yard line. It's homecoming. Lafayette trails by a touchdown. 7.5 minutes left in the game. They're going to go for it. Rambler fans, students, alumni on their feet. 4th and goal inside of the 2. Finley, the direct snap, close side, follows the left tackle, reaches for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Lafayette High School. They trail by 1, 14-13, 7:10 left in the game. What a score. He loves it. They are living it up on the sideline with Finley, who made that play happen. Great patience, great blocking. There's still a PAT to convert, and it appears they may have forgotten. One man was off the field that they need very badly. The right guard on that point after try was celebrating on the sideline. They get him back out there. He's in formation. Snap and hold are good. PAT is up and away, and it's through. Just barely boots it through. Ethan Rainwater continues his great season kicking the football. We're all tied up. 7 minutes left in Lafayette, Georgia on Georgia's 93.7. It's 14-14. Don't touch the dial. Well, you can't beat that. If every game could just be a barn burner, that would be great. Just one. Welcome back to Lafayette High School. We're all tied up 14-14 on Georgia's 93.7. Kalis Finley, his second touchdown of the night, scored from 2 yards out on 4th and goal, and he had to twist, wind, and fight his way into the end zone. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. What an incredible year for the running back. On the direct snap, he scored that one. Now the Trojans of Gordon Lee get to play the role of spoiler. They want to put the kibosh on the comeback here on homecoming for the Ramblers. Flag on the play as that one's out of play. Andy Scott wants a flag on a Trojan player. I missed what happened. Clearly very fired up about it, and definitely would trust Andy. Michael Branham was on the close sideline and must have touched someone or something. Andy Scott really wants a penalty flag on him. They're not going to give it to him because they didn't see it. 7 minutes and change remain in the game. 7:10 on the clock, 14-14. Trojans of Gordon Lee with the football. Dustin Day, the quarterback. The Trojans are 2-2 on the season. A win takes them to 3-2. A win for the Ramblers would rise their record to 2-3. 1st and 10. From the close hash marks, left to right on your radio dial, this is the Trojans. There's the give. Running back far side. Gross slips off one defender. He's hit hard and dragged down. Now there's 2 flags, 3 back near the line of scrimmage, as this one is slow to break up. It should be a short loss. Peyton Gross took a couple of shots.
Against Gordon Lee. Face mask.
So a couple of calls. Looks like 2 face mask calls. One against Gordon Lee, one against the Ramblers.
It doesn't work.
The official signaled for 2 face masks. Public address said a hold on the first call. The signal was a face mask. 1st and 10. The football is right on the 40-yard line of the Trojans. They're just going to go ahead and replay that hold down. 3 receivers out wide, 2 on the close side, 1 on the far side for Dustin Day. Day gives it off. Dalton Russell stopped after a gain of a yard. Took a big shot. The shoulder of Ballard greets him right there. He was slowed down at the line of scrimmage by a defensive lineman, Cody Davis, helping out Ballard. Ballard really delivering the finishing blow. Now it's 2nd and 8 for the Trojans. It's all tied up, 6 minutes, 20 seconds left to play. Georgia 93.7 high school football coming to you live. The country voice of your hometown. Thank you for tuning in. Same formation on 2nd and 8. Dustin Day again gives it off, same tailback. Close side between the right guard, right tackle, runs over the safety. Now a second defensive back, dragged down as he crosses the 45 to the 43-yard line. A drastic shift of the chains. It goes from 143 to the opposing 43. That's a gain of 15 yards. It makes it 1st and 10 Trojans. They've got the football still on the close hash marks. Dalton Russell with a big carry. Same formation. From the 48, Dalton Russell again. No, this is Peyton Gross. Gross took it, followed the center, ran the spin move and got nowhere. A gain of 2. 5.5 minutes left to play in a tie football game. Football is on the 41-yard line. Trojans looking for the play call. Dustin Day, the quarterback. Alongside him, Peyton Gross, the sophomore. Gross entered tonight 200 yards rushing. He's racked up the numbers here in Lafayette, Georgia. 3 out wide, 2 on the far side. Gross takes the give, following the left tackle, slips off one defender, takes a big shot. Football's on the turf. Football's on the turf. Lafayette says they have it. The officials are trying to break this up. Ramblers want the football, and they'll give it to Lafayette High School. Ramblers with the turnover on homecoming. Just like that, Lafayette High School gets the football back. 5 minutes left to play. It's tied up in Lafayette. Homecoming for the Ramblers, looking for a crucial win. Dawson Pendergrass in the shotgun, Finley at his side. Here's the give. Pendergrass is in trouble. 4 defenders hit him as he tries to cut it upfield. Got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Tackle made by number 8, Oliver. A gain of 1, second down 9.
Football's on the close hash marks right at the 40. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to play. 2nd and 9 for Lafayette. 2 receivers close side, tailback alongside Pendergrass's Finley. Finley takes the handoff, rumbles over one linebacker, and Gross and Russell are able to tackle him. He gets 4 yards, makes it 3rd and medium, a manageable 6 yards to gain.
Ball at the 44, 3rd down 5.
We're tied with under 4 minutes to play on Georgia's 93-7. The Trojans of Gordon Lee are in Lafayette, Georgia, battling Lafayette High School's Ramblers. Homecoming night for Lafayette. They would love to get the win. Obviously, you always want to win, but, you know, it's homecoming. Come on. 2 receivers on the far side. Pendergrass in the shotgun, and the whistle and flag before he can run the play. Right up front, immediate whistle, as that is going to be illegal motion against Lafayette.
Third down 10.
3.5 minutes left in this final quarter. The Ramblers need 10 yards. It's 3rd and 10. The football's on their own 39-yard line. From the close hash mark, 2 receivers split out wide. They're on the close side. Godfrey and Centel are the options out wide for Pendergrass. He's going to hand it off to Finley. Finley's got some room far side and is tackled down. 2 defenders come together to upend him. Took a shot up high by Branham and down low to kind of trip him up. Dalton Russell. Lane Vaughn also in there.
4th down and 5.
So the Ramblers need 5 yards, and it looks like they're going to punt this one. Okay, I don't want to curse it, but Ethan Rainwater isn't on the field. That's the quarterback in at punter. Dawson Pendergrass into punt and gets the punt away. Great punt, takes a Rambler-friendly bounce at the 30, rolls inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. So the Trojans will take over on their own 16 with 2 minutes, 12 seconds left. We're tied up in Lafayette, Georgia, on Georgia's 93-7. Here comes the offense of Gordon Lee. Couple of fast facts about the Gordon Lee offense. 10 rushing touchdowns scored. 3 passing touchdowns entering tonight. They scored 2 more rush touchdowns tonight. That's where their 14 points came from. With only 3 passing touchdowns all season, mathematically, it's not very likely they're about to rip off 80 yards and punch this in. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. 3 receivers out wide. Dustin Day gives it off. Running back right up the gut. Oh, he makes 2 defenders miss. Now 3 coming across the close 20. Now the 25. And he's upended as he topples end over end at the 25 down to the 27-yard line. An 11-yard carry for Peyton Gross. And that was just nasty. A beautiful carry of the football. Chains will move. Joel Jenkins is the clip man on the chain gang. We got to change their ad on the broadcast to be about him running the chains. Get your chains moved on your car. 3 receivers out wide. Here's the give to the running back right up inside. A gain of 3 yards to the 30-yard line. Forward progress, they'll put him there. On the close hash mark, working left to right on your radio dial. Gordon Lee Trojans, under 90 seconds to play. We're tied up. And it looks like a timeout taken by Gordon Lee. Both teams scrambling to their respective sidelines. We're not going to send you to break. We're going to keep it right here in Lafayette. They're going to take advantage of this timeout as well. Trojans have taken a timeout with 81 seconds left showing on the clock. 14-14 at Lafayette's homecoming. Rambler defense on the field. They've given up a couple of decent runs in a row. First, an 11-yard carry by Gross, and it was a great carry. Just chopped his way back and forth through traffic, able to knife his way up the field for that first down and move the chains on the first play of the drive. Then a 3-yard carry made it 2nd and 7. I've got to think Gordon Lee is thinking we just have to end this fourth quarter and go to OT. Ramblers are back onto the field. Here come the Trojans offensively. After the timeout, they've got trips left, one receiver close side. Dustin Day in the shotgun. Running back is Russell. Day wants to throw, rolling far side, looking upfield. Check down pass is dropped. Tried to dump this off to Dalton Russell. Braden Jones jostles it away from him. It makes it 3rd down. The clock is stopped with 1 minute and 15 seconds in a tie football game.
By number 23, Braden Jones. 3rd down, 8.
Now it's 3rd down and 7. Check down pass close side is incomplete. Wow, I thought he had that for sure. Dustin Day took the snap in the shotgun on 3rd and 7, and he rolled close side, and he was looking upfield, and Easton Yates, the receiver, ran an out to the close sideline. He threw the football to him. It was right in the spot it needed to be in, and Yates couldn't hang on to it. He drops the ball. It makes it 4th and 7, and so the Trojans are going to have to punt the football away with 69 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Ramblers all tied up with the Trojans of Gordon Lee. It's Lafayette High School's homecoming. We're here in Lafayette, Georgia. Snap's good on the punt. Booted away. Return man roving back, all the way back, and touched here.
Ball's going to be down at the 37 goal line.
By the Trojans. It'll be down, if you didn't hear that, at the 37. And so they blew the whistle after he had picked the ball up. Lafayette's insisting that should have been a touchdown, but they're not going to let him have it. A lot of confusion here. Coaches are on the field for both teams shouting. They're not happy. Everybody is very upset. Now, I don't know. I can't ask the officials. I'm sure they'd be very upset with me. I think that should have stayed alive, but I'm not sure. You know, anytime you really can blow that dead also, but football was touched by someone in coverage. He came in, just got fingertips on it, and he kept going to the house even though the whistle sounded after he was just a few steps upfield. Since they blew the whistle, they can't let him have that touchdown. Andy Scott wants the touchdown. He's out there saying that should stand as a score. Whitecap is talking to him near the close sideline. Andy Scott has to be one of the great negotiators of our time. I've never seen a guy who is so good at getting the officials to come and talk to him. He's an official magnet. He's really fired up right now. He's not laughing like I am. And the offense of the Ramblers is going to go onto the field. So we're tied up 14-14. 59.8 seconds left in the game. I can't imagine what they're doing right now. There's a lot going on here. The coaches are making a weird hand motion for Lafayette. And the Trojans' defense is about halfway on the field. There's 3 players where the defense will be. There's 5 beyond the far hash marks. There's like 5 lingering on the sideline. The Ramblers are a long way from where they'll take over with the football. They're going to send the punt units back on. The return team on for Lafayette. The punt unit for the Trojans. They're going to make the Trojans punt this again. Now the clock still shows 59.8. Pretty wild. I can't believe he got them to punt it again, to be honest. It's pretty impressive. Here's the punt, and just able to get this away cleanly, but it's a terrible punt as it rolls to the 48. So the Trojans have to re-punt the ball. I think the Ramblers might have got a piece of it. And the football rolls to the 48-yard line. Trojans net a couple of yards. I mean, they net maybe 12 yards off that punt. The offense of Lafayette High School, now they've got 49.5 seconds. I feel like we're missing some time off that clock. If they re-kick, they should have reset the clock. 14-14. Ramblers on offense from the close hash mark. Check down pass to Godfrey. He's tackled down right away in play. Clock is running. Ramblers moving slowly. 38 seconds. Pendergrass running out to that close hash mark. They're working right to left on your radio dial. One receiver coming off of the field. He's off. 2nd and 8 from the 47. Pendergrass keeps it, wants to throw, he's in danger, escapes one defender. Long ball, far side, wide open receiver, lots of room across the 30, stops, stutters, he's still in play at the 20. Tackled down, right in the red zone, 9 seconds on the clock. And there's a flag back on the 40.
Timeout on the field, Central on the reception.
Timeout taken on the field as they sort out the flag back near the 40-yard line. If it stands, the Ramblers will have a 1st and 10 just inside of the red zone with 8.8 seconds. The call is against Lafayette. Someone got too far up the field. I think it was the senior right guard. Eight seconds and change to play with. They'll move the football all the way back. It would have been at the 19-yard line. Instead, it's on the 48 of Lafayette. They'll need to go 52 yards. Clock is running. 3 seconds. 1. Time expires. We're going to overtime. More high school football. We're all tied up in just a moment. Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. We'll have all the action. We're tied up. Headed to overtime. Ramblers, Trojans. All right, I've done high school football in like 6 states now. How does this work? Do they each get a possession? Well, I Googled it, and I'm getting the rule book, and the rule book is too complex. Possession of each team consisting of a series of 4 downs. It's like 48 paragraphs. I don't have time to read it. If the score is tied after 1 period, they go to a 2nd period. Got it. Easy. They each get a possession. They get 4 plays each. Take another if you can. What's on ESPN? Oh, is it really? Cool. here in Lafayette, Georgia, where we've reached overtime. It's the homecoming game for Lafayette High School's Ramblers, and we're all tied up after 4 quarters of play, 14-14. Unbelievable. Let's see if we can sneak a peek around the area. At the half, it was 21-0 McCallie leading Montgomery Bell. Just a couple of minutes ago, it was a tied game for Baylor School, 24-24. Pepperell opened it up. The Dragons leading the Indians 35-10. Cairo in South Georgia wins 55-0 against Salem for the final score there. Touchdown for Marion County. They lead 16-6 at the half. Lots of great scores around the area. And our score here, we're all tied up on Georgia's 93-7. Unbelievable. What an exciting game we've had tonight. Both scores for the Trojans scored by Peyton Gross. Both scores for the Ramblers scored by Kalis Finley. What a night. Homecoming game for Lafayette. They forced overtime. Overtime rules in the state of Georgia are similar to most of the country, if not identical. Each team gets a possession in each overtime period with 4 plays to score. If it's still tied at the end of that overtime period, they go on to an additional overtime period. It's that simple. If that makes sense. If that was simple, it's that simple. 14-14, we're seconds away from our overtime period. If you've never been with us before, big shout out to Tim Hall, who's hanging out back in the studio, making all the magic happen. Thank you for all of your help. I'm Gabriel Schray, Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Rambler football on the airwaves. You can listen online anytime, anywhere. If you got family out of state, be sure to send them the link. They can join us. DiscoverWalker.com. Just navigate over to the WQCH tab. It's super easy to listen live. You don't need an app or anything. Baylor scored a touchdown. They lead 31-24. Try and get you some more scores here while they do the coin toss. Cass football beat the MLK Lions, a final score of 40-0. Bradley Central leads Heritage 35-16. They're playing on Friday night preps. Chris Goforth on the call on that one. Watch it on TV. Armucci, last score there, the final against Coosa, 28-0. Looks like Fannin County leads 21-0. That's a few of the scores from around the area. Colquitt County playing on ESPN tonight. One of the top teams in the area. We'll take another short break and be right back with more high school football in just a moment on Georgia's 93.7. All right. I'm here. Yep. Welcome back here to Lafayette High School, and we're into overtime between the Trojans and the Ramblers. Trojans get it first. Gross close side, nearly escapes there and tackled down inside of the 10 to the 6.
Second down, 1.
So I got those overtime rules right. I'm going to say it again, just in case you don't know. Each team gets a possession, 4 plays. If they score, the other team gets to go. If they do not score, they lose. If they both score, they go on to the next overtime period. Here's the Trojans again. Gross right up the gut, stopped at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
By number 46, Davis. 3rd down and 1.
Dustin Day, the sophomore, the quarterback for Gordon Lee. We're tied up in the first overtime period at Lafayette High School, the homecoming of the Ramblers. Day shouting out to his offense. Gross is the deep back. 3 receivers out wide, man in motion. Day takes the snap, the pitch to Gross, headed left side, cuts it back, right up inside, takes a big shot. He goes down hard at the 6-yard line. That makes it 4th down. Huge hit right there, 4 defenders hitting Peyton Gross. They're crediting Ben Foley with the tackle. Taken by Lafayette High School. A stop here gives the football back to Lafayette High School. Overtime period, 14-14. The Trojans of Gordon Lee have got the football. It's 4th down. They've got it on the 6. Chains are on the sideline. It looks like they did fresh set inside of the 5. Ramblers defense is back onto the field. They get the football back here. All they have to do is score and they win the game. They can do it with a field goal. Trojans want to score a touchdown and put that on the top shelf, make it very difficult to reach. 14-14. 3 receivers on the line. Gross the tailback alongside Dustin Day for the Trojans. Dustin Day tries to draw the Ramblers offside, and he does. Linesman throws the laundry.
Against the defense.
And so a fresh set of downs for the offense of Gordon Lee. They'll get 4 more tries. Lafayette's defense all bunched up along the front of the end zone. Dustin Day in the shotgun. Same formation. Close receivers shift a little bit here. Day is glancing like he wants to throw the football. There's the give. Gross fell. Gross loses 3 yards. The football goes backwards a handful. It was down all the way to the 3-yard line. It looks like they're back on their 6, 7 maybe. Second down here in overtime. Gordon Lee is up first. They haven't scored yet. It's the first overtime period. We're tied at 14. If they don't score, Lafayette has a chance to win it. If they score, Lafayette has a chance to force a second overtime. Dustin Day in the shotgun. The up back motion's across. He wants to throw. Swings it close side. It's incomplete. 3rd down. 2 plays left to work with for Gordon Lee.
3rd down.
The young Rambler goes back to get the football himself. Bauer will chase it down. He's got the cleats on the new track. You gotta, come on, man, don't run on the track with the new cleats. Or the new track with the cleats. 3rd down in overtime period 1 for the Trojans. Gordon Lee, if they score, Lafayette will have to score to force a second overtime. Third down. Check down pass left side. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown. Gordon Lee leads it 20-14 in overtime period 1. Lafayette High School, it's their homecoming game. Point after try unit onto the field. 20-14 in overtime 1. Lafayette will get a chance to football still. PAT unit on the field. The kicker is Bryson Johnson. Here's the snap and hold. Johnson boots this one up, away, and it's through. 21-14.
Trojans 21, Ramblers 14.
Lafayette High School. Overtime period 1, they'll now work to tie the game again and force a second overtime. Here comes their offense, led onto the field by the tailback, Kalis Finley. Finley entered tonight with 500 yards rushing. He had 2 touchdowns this season, now he has 4. He scored both of the touchdowns tonight for the Ramblers. He's averaged over 130 yards per game rushing the football. This is where he thrives, is in the red zone, and every single play will be deep in the red zone. They take over on the 15-yard line. 2 receivers out wide. Pendergrass in the shotgun. There's the give. Finley right up inside, trying to drive that defense forward. Vaughn grabbed him first, and then he's pulled backwards by a pair of defenders. A gain of 2, maybe 3 yards. Lance Vaughn, Harrison Walker, great job up front. Slowing down Finley. Defense swarms him. Another advantage for Lafayette in this situation is their offensive line. Their left tackle is a sophomore, an underclassman. The rest of their offensive line, all 4 of them, are seniors. A veteran offensive line up front for the Ramblers. Second down from the 13. Here's the give left side to Finley. Finley bowls over a defender across the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 5 yards. Here in overtime, it's third down now. The Ramblers can get a fresh set of downs. They're 3 yards away from doing that. They get it to be a first down if they reach inside of the 5. We're still in the first overtime period. Gordon Lee's Trojans scored a touchdown and made it 21-14. The Ramblers are looking to force a second overtime period. A bunch formation, it looks like the wedge. Finley going to take the direct snap. He goes right side, follows the right guard and tackle, pushing his way inside the 5. They've got him right on the line, and that should make it a first down. It's first down.
That is a Lafayette McDonald first down.
First down. Lafayette High School. Their offense at work. They're right on the 5-yard line. They need to force a second overtime. They trail 21-14 in overtime. Here's the direct snap to Finley. Follows the left tackle. Drives for the end zone. He's right on the 1. Just a foot or 2 from the end zone. Second down. Finley and the Ramblers driving carefully and slowly down there inside the 1. The football less than 36 inches from the end zone. It's second down in overtime period 1. Ramblers trail 21-14. They want to force a second overtime. They could right here with a touchdown. The direct snap, Finley right side, he's in. Touchdown, Lafayette High School. His 5th of the night is 5th of the season. It makes it 21-20. A PAT will force second overtime now. The Ramblers could win the game in overtime with a successful 2-point conversion. I don't see Ethan Rainwater. conversion, and Gordon Lee, an excellent use of a timeout on the road in overtime. They'll take the timeout and force Lafayette to cool their jets just a little bit. I kind of knew that was coming. Andy Scott was really fired up during our tailgate show. Seems like that was 10 hours ago now. We met back at Wardlaw's Lucky IQ. Great barbecue, by the way. I grabbed a quick handful, quite literally, and brought it here with me and ate it, chugged it down before the game. Delicious stuff. Big thanks to them. Big thanks to Sally McGinnis, State Farm. Love Sally, having her on air. She's so great. Lots of fun with her and Andy before the game. And Andy Scott sending that unit back onto the field. They want to win the game right now. No second overtime is in the books for Lafayette High School. They want to win homecoming with a 2-point conversion. The football down inside of the 5 on the 2-yard line. Finley will take the direct snap, goes left side, diving for the end zone, pushing. Oh! He's just short. He didn't make it. Gordon Lee wins the football game. Lafayette High School comes up just feet short of converting the 2-point conversion. Your final score is 21-20.
Your final score is the Trojans 21, the Ramblers 20.
The Ramblers lose the football game on homecoming. A big win for Gordon Lee. An unbelievable defensive stand. That was a photo finish. Finley went left side, followed the left guard and the left tackle. Finley reached for the end zone, and they say he came up just shy. Now his body was every bit inside. His shoulders were in the one. I couldn't see where the ball was from my vantage point. There was a player between me and his hands. I was watching the play through binoculars. Fans and coaches in the press box were saying he was in. His shoulders were definitely where they needed to be to get in. It ends. It's a 1-point loss for Lafayette High School in overtime on homecoming. Gordon Lee will walk away with a victory, and the handshake line is commencing. Going for it with a 2-point conversion. A gutsy call, and I love it. Andy Scott wanted to win it right then and there. Sent his offense out there, told Ethan Rainwater to stay on the sideline. No second overtime. Just couldn't come away with the victory at home in overtime period 1. We'll take a break, be back with some post-game analysis and more on Georgia's 93.7 AM 1590. Don't touch the dial. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what's going on. I tried really hard to. Yeah, I don't. Well, I love the call, but I just don't know if that was. I feel like he was in, but I couldn't. There was you heard what I said. There's a player between me and his hands. His shoulders were far enough, though. I mean, he was right there. Okay, I'm just going to be quick, I think. Okay, thank you. Overtime is finished, and Lafayette is overcome at home in overtime on homecoming. Went for 2. Kalis Finley followed the left guard and left tackle down inside the 1, reached for the end zone and called just shy. The football game ends 21-20 with an incredible defensive stand by Gordon Lee. A big-time win on the road. Their record improves to 3-2. The Ramblers fall to 1-4, coming up just short inches from winning the game in overtime. here on Georgia 93.7. I want to thank you again for tuning in tonight. I'm Gabriel Schray. Lots of exciting action and talking about the scoring tonight. All 3 touchdowns scored for Lafayette High School by Kalis Finley. Finley entered tonight 500 yards rushing, 130 per game. Had another massive night. He only had 2 touchdowns on the season. Coming into this homecoming game, he scored all 3 touchdowns tonight. All of them from deep in the red zone, punching them in that power formation, following those linemen in and diving for the end zone. And he was able to pull it off with a big-time victory. Impressive stuff. Just unable to win the game. Went left side, followed the left guard, left tackle, and they didn't buy him the space he needed. Gordon Lee, the Trojans, win the game on the road in overtime, 21-20 against the Lafayette High School Ramblers. Coming up just short. For Lafayette, for the Trojans, our entire crew, as well as my friend Tim Hall back in the studio, I'm Gabriel Schray saying so long from Lafayette, Georgia, for the final scores and overtime victory for the Trojans, 21-20. This has been GHSA Football. All games and events airing on Georgia 93.7, AM 1590, or broadcast live in our copyright material. This has been a presentation of Georgia 93.7.